All right, so we just got back from the grocery store, so I figured I'd show you what I'm gonna be eating this week, kind of what's in line with the meal plan. Now, me personally, I'm not the best cook. I like to keep it simple and easy. I got a busy schedule, so I try to make it as simple as possible. I can't be spending hours. So obviously, every morning it's gonna be eggs, egg whites, usually some oatmeal with it, depending on, if I'm cutting or not. Obviously right now I'm on the road to 10%, so I'm keeping it super lean, doing like about a half a cup of oatmeal in the morning, usually like three eggs, and then I do a cup of egg whites. The reason we want to do it this way is because if we were to eat a whole bunch of eggs, the fat content is going to go up. So this way we're still getting some healthy fats, but then also we're still getting lots more protein when we add in the egg whites. Lunch is usually like ground turkey, or I like to buy frozen chicken. It's super simple, super easy. So that's usually kind of what I switch out. I got some top sirloin right here, and then microwavable veggies, microwavable rice. Like this is what works best for me and my schedule. So it's like, hey, if we could just find the healthy foods that we like and that we can eat consistently, it's going to be a lot easier to stick with it. So these are kind of some staples. Sometimes some other things I will add is some Greek yogurts. I don't usually snack a lot because I'm eating such high protein at every meal, and that's the biggest thing. If we're eating big protein servings, 6-8 ounces of protein, we're going to be full for a long time, and that's what's going to really help make it easy to lose weight, lose fat, because we're full. Lots of times you guys are hungry because you're not eating enough. You're not eating enough protein, or you're just filling up on carbs, and that burns right through you. You eat a bunch of rice, you eat a bunch of bread, you're hungry again, 30 minutes later. So what we want to do is start having high protein every meal. Every meal should be in for like 30 to 50 grams of protein at least per meal, depending on how many meals you have. I'm having about 6 meals a day right now. And then of course we could add in our protein shakes, our whey protein, things like that. But at the end of the day, like we keep it simple. Find the foods that you can stick to consistently, that you can eat a lot, that are going to hit your protein goals, that are going to hit your calorie and your macro goals. It's going to be a lot easier. And like I said, I keep it simple. Like I said, I buy microwavable stuff, super easy. If you want to prep meals a few days in advance, that's also a good idea as well. I'll usually cook like my ground turkey, and I'll have some later today and then some tomorrow. So I cook it 2 days in advance. That's why I like to buy the frozen chicken, because I can just heat it up when I'm ready. Or sometimes, if I will cook, 4 or 5 chicken breasts and have food for a couple of days in advance. Me personally, I don't usually like to cook food for like a whole week in advance, just because kind of gets old. So usually I stick to about 2 to 3 days in advance. That's kind of what works best for me. But that's the biggest thing I could tell you. We want to keep it simple, easy. I can eat these foods all day. They're simple, they're easy, they're pretty basics. Like if you notice, there's not really too much fish here. I don't like tilapia and a lot of that. Fish isn't my thing. But what can I stick to? These foods: the ground turkey, the steak, the chicken, the eggs, the Greek yogurts, all that stuff I can stick to. So it makes it easy. So that's my biggest takeaway with this. Find the foods that you like. If you're not logging your food, I would suggest logging your food so you can make sure you're staying at your calorie goal, you're staying at your protein goal. And then it's a lot easier to dial things in if you are or aren't making progress. And, if you need to, you can weigh your food. That's kind of next level. But in the beginning, I would say, hey, just start paying attention to how much you're consuming on a daily basis, how much you're eating. And then of course, like I said, you can make adjustments as you go, but you can't make any adjustments if you don't know how much you're eating. You're like, oh man, I'm eating healthy, but I'm not losing fat. Well, you don't even know how much you're eating. You might be eating too little. You might be eating too much. So it's really important that I always suggest that you start logging in the beginning. And then lots of times after you logged and more or less, you're hitting your goals, your proteins, your calories, well, then you don't have to log as much, because hey, if I eat these foods, it's a lot easier to be consistent. So that's what I recommend. Like I said, I'm here to show you my journey of what I'm doing right now on this road to get to 10%. So, at this point, I'm being a lot more diligent with my nutrition. Obviously, I'm working hard for this goal, so I'm not going to go bust my ass in the gym 5-6 days a week, hit all my cardio and stuff like that, and then not see the results because I'm not paying any attention to the nutrition. So even for me right now, it's even more important that I'm logging, I'm weighing food, I'm doing stuff at that next level. Now, obviously, you may or may not be trying to get to 10%, but the more detailed you are, the more attention you pay to it, the easier it's going to get. And like I always say, man, it only takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes to log your food. So why bust your ass in the gym for an hour and not spend 2 to 3 minutes, logging if you have to weigh, whatever. These are my best suggestions, of course. Like, hey, if you feel that you're not at that level yet, you just want to lose some weight, lose some fat, you know, you don't have to be as detailed and, you know, things like that. But in the beginning, the best suggestion I can have is just start paying attention. If you've never tracked your food, if you've never logged, it'll open your eyes and you'll realize, wow, like, damn, this is how much calories I'm having, or this is how little protein I'm having, and things like that. So it's going to really help you out. So that's my best suggestion if you're getting started. Now, if you are trying to get to that next level like I am, you know, it's very important that you know your calories, you know your macros, you're making adjustments, you're taking pictures, weighing in and stuff like that. And that way you can make adjustments as you need. But usually the more advanced you get, the leaner and leaner you want to get, the more attention we're going to have to pay the details with the logging, with the tracking and stuff like that. So that's what I got today. I'm going to go get my workout here soon. Of course, if you need any help with this, you know, hit me up on Instagram, JJ the Fitness Coach. You need help with the nutrition, your workouts, you're trying to get to 10% as well. I'm working with a few guys right now. They're on this journey with me. So if you're one of those guys that want to get to 10% as well with us on this journey, send me a DM on Instagram saying 10%. I'll give you the details and we'll get you started. Either way, hey, it's we're grinding for these goals. We're going to get to that 10%. And here's just another step in the journey. Let's go.